exactly how that would work. I've been trying to do it with my phone.
Yeah, what I want to try today when I do my video is sort of that. It's a trial of using my screen and also the live Zoom thing at once.
Yeah, it spotlighting yourself or pinning and having something else beside it. And I watched a couple of tutorials and I need to go back and look at them again.
Yeah. Well, what Brian and Susan did when they taught their class, that worked out really well.
Yeah, it's great.
We use 2 monitors.
You did?
That's cheating.
Yeah. Okay.
So how did that work, Brian?
Worked just fine because we have.
No, I mean, how did you set up the 2 monitors?
Oh, well, you have to have either a computer or a laptop, and you
Did
just,
you show them on that screen? No?
yeah. How does it work?
Settings.
It's, you just have an extended desktop.
Settings display.
Yeah, it's in display settings.
All right, Holly, if
I
I'm,
don't know,
Oh,
we've been doing it
it's
so
in
long, I'm
display
not sure
settings?
how we got there anymore, I guess.
Oh,
if I'm interpreting what you're asking is, you want to see your share screen playing full screen, and you want to see yourself up on a little square box in the corner, still talking, and the ability to move and be live.
Well, that we can do, but
Yeah, that you can do.
I would like to see myself half screen because I do, all kinds of
Yeah.
stuff. And then have the other half be, for me, it would be the phone.
Yeah,
Because I
what
believe
will-
when the
yeah.
host does that thing with the screen where you're the main screen spotlight, when they spotlight you, then your stuff is playing and your picture's up in the corner.
Right. But you're not, but I don't know that there's a way to move it so that
Right.
you're bigger. I mean, it doesn't have.
What I really want is to be able to see my screen. I know what's on my screen. What I want to do is see the audience. Even if they're just in little boxes, if you can't see the facial expressions, it's real hard to know how it's going. You're talking to yourself.
yeah, maybe so. I think Dano Grayson had that problem with speaker series.
Yeah.
Every webinar I have seen, the person that's doing the show comes out and asks, can you see my screen? So they
Can
don't
you
see
hear
anything.
me? Yeah.
Can you hear
They
me?
cannot see.
But if you did gallery view, then everybody shows up.
You can't do gallery view and screen share at the same time, can you? Or
Yeah.
can you?
Yeah, I think
I
so.
don't know. I'd have to play with it. I've never tried.
Well, there's some things that the individual participant can do with their view.
Right.
If you're the
Oh,
speaker
yeah.
spotlighted, then if they go to gallery view, they can get it, but it's small, I think.
I know when I had troubles with some other things before I went to Zoom itself, and I went to their tutorials, and I did find what I was looking for. I never looked for this. I will go look and see just out of curiosity. Plus, I believe they had a place where I left a question and somebody actually answered me later.
Oh,
I'll have to
wow.
look and see on Zoom.
Hey, Jean, how does the host spotlight?
You go to participants. Let's see if
Yeah.
I got this right. I go to participants, and let's say I pick Bob out. Under the More button is Spotlight for everyone. So go to participants, find the person
Yeah.
name on the right, and then there's a more um, when you put your cursor on it, you get mute and more. If you click more, spotlight is one of the options.
Okay, and is it only the host that sees that more button?
Believe so.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, the host is the only
Only
one.
the host.
I don't,
So for today's meeting, are you the host, Jean?
No, I came in late. I'm probably a co-host. I'm a co-host. If
I'm,
you sign in with the club's website credentials, you automatically become a co-host.
oh, there's Spotlight. I'm the host and I see a spotlight for everyone. I don't see spotlight for an individual.
You have to point to that individual. So go to somebody, click their
Okay.
name on, then you'll see mute and more to the right.
I see the mute and more, and then I click on more. So like, all right, so I chose Arlene. So I clicked on Arlene and it just gives me spotlight for everyone.
It spotlights Arlene for everyone.
Spotlights are what?
It spotlights Arlene for everyone.
I don't know that word.
Spotlighting every single person. It's only spotlighting Arlene for all the
Oh.
participants.
Oh, I see.
It's
Yeah, but
just the
there's
way
nothing
they
different
word
on
it.
my
Awkward.
screen.
Yeah, they word it really strange.
There we go.
Hi, Arlene. Now you're
Hey.
spotlighted. I see you. Oh, it worked.
Arlene.
It worked.
You have to on
And now
spotlight
how
her.
do oh, here we go. Remove spotlight. Okay.
Okay. What I do that,
Oh,
Oh, now I have Jean.
if somebody's presenting, then I spotlight them. You know, they're the speaker.
Right.
And then usually when they're done, I on spotlight them and wait. So, you know, if you got a guest on or somebody making the presentation, it's good to spotlight them. Everybody sees them full screen then.
Or if they're sharing their screen, does everybody see them half screen?
No, but they saw them small on the side.
They see them small on the side. Yep.
Yeah. So actually, that's kind of, I think that's what you're looking for, Grace. And what I'm looking for is to have half the screen your share screen and half the screen your spotlight.
Yeah, but I haven't found the way to do that yet.
It's
Yeah.
on YouTube somewhere, Grace. I saw it yesterday.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to go back. I watched one and they did it, but I think what they were doing was they were changing your screen size so you could see what was behind it, and that was half the screen. So they were using a document or some game or something that they were showing, but I think it was just from their background, and then they changed the size of the okay, so I'm just changing the size of the Zoom screen so that I could see myself, and then behind it was what they wanted to show and work on. And I'm going to put my screen back to full size. That because I'm not
Saw
sure.
it somewhere. I'm not sure.
I'm not the host, so it doesn't. I'm sure you didn't see what I was doing.
Do you want me to spotlight you?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
That'll let me do this. And spotlight.
ah,
Okay, I'm here then. All right. So what they did was, are you seeing my window change?
No, we're not seeing anything but you.
We just see you.
But me.
I share screen for us.
Well,
to
you're
see
not
it.
doing a screen share yet.
All right. So I'll do a screen share with just my mail program, I guess, just for the heck of it. Oh, gee, no, don't do that.
no, don't do that.
Oh, okay.
Recording this is excellent.
Yeah, right. No, what happened was the share button was off and I hit the leave button. Okay, now you probably see my email.
Yes.
Yes.
We see your email and we see you off to the side.
Yeah, I've got to find me.
And I see all the participants off to the side, which is kind of cool. This is what we were talking about earlier.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, because you click side by side gallery, right?
Side by side gallery. Then
Right.
I see the people and I see the screen share.
Yeah.
I
All right.
was able to slide, so I've got you half and half on my,
Oh,
you
how
know-
did you do that? Perfect, Arlene. Is-
yeah, there's a slide that's between the person and her screen, and I just grabbed it and I slid it.
Oh,
But I can't even get myself
I
back.
can do that too, and it's perfect.
I can't get myself back. So darn. I'm
Go to view,
I
Go to
got Grace.
view, side by side speaker,
I got side by side speaker.
and then grab that little thing between the two screens and you can make Grace even bigger than the screen share.
okay, but I still can't find myself other than on the side.
Yeah, you're
I
No,
the Zoom window. I get that window lost sometimes. And
well, there's another cool feature. You can swap the screen for Grace. So you
How
can
do you
move
do
them
that?
back and forth. Upper right-hand corner of Grace, where she's at on the little picture. And it
Yeah.
says swap the shared screen with the video. And you can move back and forth between the shared screen and Grace. How cool.
I can't even find myself.
Grace lost herself. That's good, Grace.
Okay, let's see.
Grace, can I ask a question? Are you trying to see the screen you're sharing and yourself at the same time?
Yes, because,
Okay,
yes,
um,
yes.
so why would you want to see yourself at the same time? It's more effective presentation if you're looking at the camera instead of at your face on the screen.
Okay, well, I wish I could get myself back. Let me stop sharing for Pete's sake.
Yeah, good idea.
Okay, now there I am. Okay, so my purpose is that when I present a class live, I'm a tad bit animated, okay? And I'm showing stuff. And I'm not spotlighted now, but I'm showing stuff, I'm holding up things. And if it's just a little one on the corner, like it was when I did the presentation for the speaker series, you know, you could see me in the corner, I'm sure, but anyway, I just thought that if I was able to do two things, but somehow when we went to my screen share, I lost myself. I mean, I was up in the corner a little, but that was all.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, I understand.
I
You
don't know how
could-
to do it.
You
I
could
understand.
possibly overcome that issue with a little bit of practice at showing.
right. Yeah, and I need to close out everything else that's on my, yeah, that's everything else that's open except for what it is. But I guess the screen share will be showing my phone because that's what's connected. All right. So if I screen share and I'm screen sharing my phone, which is what I would be teaching. Oh, Abner, come on. Come on. That's not the Wi-Fi I'm on right now. Okay, Abner, which two? 5G.
Your screen.
I have to, no, that's not the one yet either. Come on. There we go. I have to I have 4 or 5 Wi-Fis. So, all right. So I have to share the screen with my laptop. You should see it in a second. Hopefully we got the right. All right. So there's my screen.
phone.
Okay, and then I'm, let's say I'm showing the camera. Let's say, well, I want to do it the other way. So, and it did rotate. I thought it wouldn't, and sometimes it does. So that's what is show. Oh, I can even put it, oh no, the camera, right. But I can't, I'm by the side, right? You see my camera
Yes,
and you see me on the side.
correct.
Yes.
Yeah, okay,
But wait a minute, but I'm seeing everybody on the side.
right. So if I was in a teaching situation, I would want to have everybody turn their video off
Right.
so that,
Or you can, up on the top where it says view, you can pick the second button in from the left. That's that one box thing. If you pick that, then you'll only see
Yeah.
Grace and her screen.
okay, now I only show. I don't, but everybody would have to do that for themselves. Right?
Yes,
Okay.
Right.
So that I know how to do. Okay.
okay.
And so and that may be just what I have to do, although I put my phone on a tripod so it's not moving around. And I can pick pictures, and I can, every time I have to do something, I have to go. Okay, so this was the little squirrel that
Mhm.
followed me around the other day. I think he's being fed. He looked very expectant, like I was going to be giving him something.
See, this works fine. We've got you, we've got the
All right.
screen, everything's great on the participant end.
Right. Okay. So I was going to show you the one more. That's the Japanese lantern we donated to the Mary's Woods, which they found a spot for. Anyway, so that much I can do. I just can't do a split screen.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna look on YouTube for you. There's one other really powerful tool that we haven't used, and that is the polls tool that's on here. The problem with it is you have to set the poll up before you open the meeting, okay? So if you knew some questions that you wanted to ask during the meeting and you were presenting, before you started the meeting, you'd go to polls and you would then set up your questions. And it's pretty powerful because as you ask the poll question, then all of the participants get it, answer it, and it gives a feedback. And that's kind of a tool to know if you're doing well. While you're on the subject, Holly, do you see the number of views that Daniel Grayson had on YouTube for us
The last I saw was 156, but
this morning?
how much?
This morning was 160, I think.
Oh, wow. Yeah. He did a great job. I thought he's just so personable, and his photography is fabulous.
Yeah. And because I was busy, I watched it on YouTube live on the big screen. Then it's even
Yeah.
more impressive when you're, see it at a 50, 60 incher.
Yeah, I haven't tried that yet. But I did watch Tiny World, he said was on Apple TV.
Right.
And so I checked that out, and that was well worth watching too. Some techniques of, I guess you'd call it macro photography and videography, really fabulous stuff.
Another thing that you need to kind of just think about and explore was I've done this. Oh, somebody's got a poll up already. See, add a question. The host can do that. Anyway, what I've done on a lot of things was I pre-recorded sections of my presentation. I knew I was going to do a specific topic. So I went on Zoom. I held a meeting with myself. I'm the only participant. I hit the record to the computer button and I did my little presentation on how to use a particular piece of hardware. Then got done. I took that recording, edited a little bit. So when I'm doing my Zoom meeting, instead of trying to explain this complicated stuff on screen, I just hit the share screen button and this pre-made video that I actually shot 4 or 5 times for it looked good, comes up on the screen and it looks really nice and I don't stutter, stumble.
So Jean, does that show, like, could I do that and show what I want to show? It would record what I want to show is share screen, and also it would record me as the speaker.
Yes.
Oh, cool. I think that would take care of your question, Grace.
Well, okay, so that's in the settings of Zoom, which you have to be logged in with the browser to get. And it's under the record settings that you're going to record what you're going to record, because you have a number of options. You can record the speaker and share screen. You can record the speaker, share screen, and the gallery, or you can record the gallery and the shared screen. And so you have to make sure that the settings,
You got to play with it.
yeah, you got to
Jane?
play with it, and it's in the settings on the browser.
What format does it save it in? Is it an MPEG 4?
Yes, it's an MPEG-4.
Oh, great.
And the neat thing about it is, I'm working in a small area. We all kid about working in the closet, but the quietest room I have in my house is one of my bedrooms. It's just insulated from the outside very well. So I like to use that when I'm recording, but with that system of recording through Zoom, I can put my fake background behind me and record. So it all looks good. And you can go back and edit it. It's, I didn't make terribly long files. They were pieces of stuff I wanted to demonstrate. So when I wanted to show how to use the stabilizer, I did that 2 or 3 times, practice it, recorded it. And then when I got to the presentation, I said to everybody, now I want you to see how to use a stabilizer with your phone. And I just played, and then I just played the screen. I shared the screen for that pre-made video. And it just kept me from fumbling with the equipment, dropping stuff, and being nervous. It helps. That's all I'm saying. It's nice. These are all the things you got to learn to be a Zoom teacher.
Yeah.
I'd like to bring us back now. We've got several videos to show. Is that all right if we move on to doing some videos?
You Zoom to death.
Okay, so Peg is ready for us. So we're going to see if we can watch Peg's video.
Okay. See if it works.
I see it.
Did you see it?
Yeah.
Lee, come here.
It's a lot easier. It's too easy. It's so hard.
Everybody, I got a side by side. I know how to do it.
Take care.
What percentage of the population at La Posada have gotten the shots?
97.4% of all residents by the end of today will have gotten their shot, either here or off campus. 39 people got it off campus.
Oh, okay, good. And when we get our second shot?
You'll get it 4 weeks from today.
Thank you for doing this, Joni.
Thank you for being here, Peg.
Okay, bye-bye.
Yay.
Just so you all know, while Peg was doing that, I figured out how to do side by side. Hey, what you do, Peg's sharing her screen, and only when she's sharing the screen, you can go up to view, and one of the view options is side by side. When you pick it, you see the screen she's sharing on the left, and you see a small picture of Peg on the right. You can grab the edge of her picture, drag it over so that it's half screen, and you can have both the shared screen and Peg on simultaneously, each filling up half a screen.
Okay, and
Now-
so when you said you had it, I used a different technique, and
Yes.
I didn't have to go to where it said split screen. I just, when you hover in between the full share screen and Peg's little one, you get a little bar, and you just click on it and drag it over however much you want.
It's the same, that little bar is the same thing.
Yeah.
But it sounds like if you want everybody to be seeing basically half and half screen share, you better pre-record it, right?
Yep,
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. Wow,
Anyway,
we learned something.
Peg, the thing that we liked about the video is it's a nice mix of stills and video, and you actually had some conversation in there, some people talking, with nice music underlaying the entire thing. Very nice job. Thank you.
Well, thank you. I was going to tell you the app, I guess it's called, that I had to use to get this is the VLC. It's a little code. And after going through Kevin's, I kept thinking, I don't have QuickTime. And then I realized that in Microsoft, you can use the VLC for that. So it was a good learning experience for me. You people probably already knew that, but I certainly didn't. Because I recorded on, make the video on iMovie, then I put it on my PC to show to you people. Because I have trouble showing a video on the iPad.
I
So-
had, yeah, and QuickTime has a Windows version, I believe, that you can download.
They say don't use it for Windows.
Okay,
Let's have a version, but they say no.
okay.
I've used VLC on a Mac and it's fine.
Yeah,
Or you use it on the Mac. Well, that's good. Yeah. Anyway, VLC is kind of fun.
but Peg, back to your video, that what's, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Sue and Brian, that's called a B-roll in the beginning, when she had that string of still pictures with the music behind it. It was very well done. And you could clip the front part of that out, the first minute or so, and you could use it on any La Posadio video you were doing. You've got the people going out to the bus, you got those little still pictures. They would go ahead of the beginning of any La Posada video you wanted to film. That would be, maybe I'd put my titles over it or something, but that's a powerful piece of video.
Thank you, Gene. Yeah. Well, I want to thank all of you for being patient.
Thank
You
you.
did a good job, Peg.
Thank you. Thank you.
I really
Thanks for
enjoyed it.
doing that.
Let's
When
see.
I went to get my shot, there were all these signs, no photography, no photography.
Oh, really?
Really?
Arizona will not let you even have your cell phone out when you go in.
Well, I get my second shot this Sunday, so maybe I'll do some more.
Good.
We're all, in the same. La Posada doesn't have any problem with video.
Good.
Joni was there. So there are only, I think, 11 people who did not want to get the vaccine of the 700 residents here.
Wow, great.
Yeah, yeah.
Arlene, are you ready?
Staff have also. Pardon me?
Oh, I was just asking if Arlene was ready to present.
Yeah,
Or
I'm
I
ready.
should ask if there was any more conversation for Peg.
Good. Good job, Peg. That's it.
Good to see everyone.
Thank you. Arlene?
All righty. So this is my video cartoon that's taken me over 100 hours. I
Oh
guess
my God.
12 hours per minute. So here it is. Hope you like it. Taken me forever.
Magic often happens when you least expect it, but sometimes it appears when you go looking for it. Jimmy and I went to Arches National Park in Utah just for that reason, to be awed by Mother Nature's handiwork, with names reminiscent of fairy tales and ancient stories, like Delicate Arch, the Garden of the Gods, and the Magic Spires. How could red rocks be fashioned into such graceful airborne creations? We had high hopes to see stunning displays of beauty and majesty at every curve in the trail. We arrived in eerie Goblin Valley, hoping magic was in the air. The thousands of bizarre rock formations inspiring the valley's name stood stoically in the middle of the desert, like squat sentinels waiting for their master to appear. We wandered and wandered around these amazing sights with Jimmy, as is his custom, often heading off to explore on his own, and I, as is my preference, lagging behind, happily clicking away with my camera. As we wandered into a slot canyon, I thought I saw a flash of something strange and misshapen, slinking toward a rock formation. Heart pounding, I yelled to Jimmy, who spun around and alarmingly chased after it, leaving me alone and in shock. Far ahead in a solid rock formation, there appeared to be a window from which an ugly creature peered out as Jimmy ran toward it. I called out to stop him, but the last I saw of Jimmy was his leg disappearing into the rock face. Impossible, I thought. I must be hallucinating. I did consider that Jimmy was playing a bizarre trick on me. Or, just possibly, we had a real goblin in our midst with Jimmy on its tail. Perplexed and fearful, I found shelter under a large rock and awaited Jimmy's reappearance. I waited and waited and waited. He just loves exploring, leaving me sitting for hours. As for Jimmy, he had found the magic in our adventure after all, as I sweated in the shade, He entered the rock face and rolled to the bottom of a deep crevasse. In the dark, he found that he was in the company of a namesake of the valley, a grotesque little goblin evilly waving a knife in the air. The goblin was hard to see except for the shiny gold shoes on his feet. The goblin snorted that Jimmy would suffer for his plot to steal his treasure hidden in the rock. Jimmy assured him that he had only followed out of curiosity about goblins, with no intent to steal his gold. He explained that his better half was waiting above. He apologized for his disturbance and asked the goblin's name. Grok, the goblin replied, although maybe he was just clearing his throat. Jimmy commented on Grok's gold shoes, which were too big for him, by the way, and asked if he would pose for a photo, because no one would believe him once he got out of there. But Grok was silent. Thinking positive, Jimmy asked how to get back to the top and soon be on his way. But Grok appeared suspicious and secretive. Grok didn't say much. Was he hiding something besides gold in his dark cave? Just how violent is a goblin, Jimmy thought. Suddenly, a muffled cry came from the back of the cave, then heartbreaking sobs. Curiosity overcame caution, even though Grok stood menacingly in his way until he disappeared in the air. Jimmy zigged then zagged, racing toward the cries in the dark. He fought off tiny warriors, summoned up by Grok's magic, who tried to prevent Jimmy from going into the rear of the cave. But since Grok's magic was fading because of his need of gold, Jimmy overcame the little warriors with ease and raced towards the sobs. To his utter shock, Jimmy found himself eye to eye with a crying dragon. Through her sobs, the dragon said that her name was Esla, and she was being held captive by Grok, who had kidnapped her some years ago with his magic spells. Esla blew musical rainbows, and Grok easily tracked her down by the sound. He also knew dragons can breathe fire, water, air, ice, lightning, and even poison by blowing into the wind. So she might be useful in other ways. But most of all, he wanted the gold at the end of her rainbows for his magic spells, and needed to keep her hidden in the cave to avoid the notice of other goblins. But Esla declared that captivity, depression, and the bad air in the rocky cave caused her to spew sandstone arches instead of rainbows. As amazing as they were, arches didn't float airily in the sky, but rather plummeted down, solid and red, to the dry desert floor. There were no pots of gold at the end of the arches, and Grok was frustrated with her failures. Esla begged Jimmy to help her be free of Grok and the cave. Nervously, Jimmy approached the angry Grok with a wily suggestion. Why don't you let Esla go free and fly around and regain her beautiful dragon skills? You have nothing to gain imprisoning her here, and in freedom, Esla may feel happiness and start making beautiful rainbows again, and you will have your gold. Esla tearfully promised Grok that she could create rainbows if he would just let her out into the sky and fly free. Grok stomped about and threatened in his groggly way, but he finally saw the practicality in what Jimmy was saying. He unlocked Esla's chains, and she slowly, laboriously spired up and up and up and out of the cave, gaining strength in her wings and the joy of soaring into the blue sky. With effort, she attempted a rainbow with no success, but a magnificent rock arch appeared below her. She thought it was rather pretty after all. However, she desperately feared Grok's wrath and his ability to recapture her. As Esla ascended out of the cave, her drab gray coloring quickly changed into a beautiful green. But her sweet demeanor changed into something fierce after being ill-treated for many years. Rock disappeared into the dark and raced up some unseen stairs to watch Esla's flight. Jimmy could hear him shouting at her, demanding gold. Jimmy followed at the sounds of Grok's footsteps with hopes of escaping the goblin once he reached the top of the crevasse. As he stumbled in the dark up narrow steps, he could hear the musical wings of Esla's wings flying overhead and the incessant screaming of Grok yelling, "Gold, gold, make gold." Finally, there was silence, just as Jimmy emerged from the cave, blinking in the bright sunlight. Esla was gone, and there was no goblin. There was, however, a large, new rock formation, an ugly, twisted, stumpy thing. At the base of the rock was a pair of gold shoes. Apparently, Grok forgot that dragons breathe fire. When Jimmy finally climbed out of the cave and returned, he found me very annoyed, hungry, and sick of rocks. I said, "Have I got a story to tell you? Either I had sunstroke or dehydration or both, but I think I saw a dragon flying overhead." Jimmy laughed and said, "Oh, let's go get ice cream and we'll exchange stories. I'll go first." "Great," I said. "By the way, where did you get those gold shoes?" Epilogue. As we were leaving Goblin Valley State Park on our way to get ice cream, we both thought we heard singing coming out of a large cave opening and thought we saw a pair of eyes watching us and large wings possibly waving goodbye.
I'm having fun now, flying around, spreading my large wings high off the ground. So many rainbows I'm making today. I'm having fun now, flying away.
Wow.
So,
That was incredible.
I don't know how you did that.
Wow.
it took over 100 hours.
Looked like it.
And dinner at this house, the smoke alarm would go off when the meals would be ready. So Jimmy is thrilled that this is over.
You've become a super technologically on this, splicing in, and it's really amazing, Arlene. Very good job.
It's fun. I like it. But I'm running out of ideas. I'm just, like Jean said, I should ask these kids to come up with storylines. But the thing is, it just takes so long that.
Well, now, besides us, who's your audience for this?
Oh, it's my friends.
Yeah, maybe it's time to start thinking about that, about what do you want to do with one of these?
Oh, I just do it for fun.
Yeah. Well,
that's it. I just do it for fun.
But you have to have a store of photos and videos that you've shot in order to produce something like that.
So when I go on trips, I think of, oh wow, this really looks like goblins could live here, or oh, maybe the dragon could, So in my mind, I'm already thinking of storylines. So when I saw something, I said, "Oh, Jimmy, could you run and go into that little cave?" And he said, "I don't know what the hell's in that cave." He said, "A snake could be in there." And I said, "Well, go in slow." So, and that's what he did.
Very good.
Arlene, a way that you could compensate yourself for the time is to take Grok's golden shoes and sell them on eBay.
There you go.
Did you use a lot of green screen in there? Like in the beginning where the little ring flies through the air?
So I do have a little green screen. And when you saw Jimmy talking, he was yelling, he was basically saying that I was a lousy director because I wanted him to look one way and he thought he should look another way. And I said, no. And he said, do you want me to look here? Do you want me to look there? So if you saw his head going back and forth, he was, he said, you are an awful director. He said, you tell me what to do.
I'd like to see like what you could do with a particular audience or objective in mind for your next one. Like, let's say you wanted to use Travelog as an audience. And so your objective would be to get people interested in whichever park you're visiting next. Or maybe your audience would be a group of young school children to be shown at school, and your objective might be to get them interested in nature. Because I think what you do technologically is really good and fun and interesting, and I can see why you're having a lot of fun with it. And it'd be nice to have that shared with some other groups.
Well, we're going to go to Carlsbad Caverns.
Ooh.
And I think I want to do something. I think I want to have like the devil or something come up and grab Jimmy.
I've never been to Carlsbad Caverns, so I'll be interested in seeing that one and seeing if I want to go.
Well, there you go. Yeah.
So fun. Any other comments for Arlene? Thank you so much. So Holly, you have a video for us?
Yeah, I want to try out what Jean and Grace and I were talking about at the beginning of today's session. I'm going to be teaching, and I hope I'm going to be using a keynote. So I want to screen share and just do a little of it so we see how or if it works. So if I'll start a screen share, and if you would spotlight me, then we can see if it works.
Okay. Yep.
Thanks.
Spotlight. Okay, you are spotlighted.
Okay, good. Okay, and I am screen sharing.
Okay.
And I am looking for, what do I want? Speaker. So that would be, so do you people see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah.
And we see.
Yes.
We see your screen and we see you, and I've got you on split screen on my screen right now.
So Holly, if you want people to only see your screen and not all of the extra other stuff, there's another technique you have to use right before you go to screen share.
Which is?
When you go to screen share, you go to the advanced and you say share part of my screen. And then you make sure that the part that you want to share has a green box around it. And then people will only see your slides and not the other parts.
Okay.
Oh, I see.
So I'm going to stop and start again.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to stop this share. Then I'm going to go back to share screen. And then I'm going to click on something.
At the top, you'll see advanced.
Oh yeah, advanced.
And the item on the left side of the little icons at the top will be share part of your screen.
Okay.
Okay. And when you click on that, then you will be able to get a green box that you can move around to make sure that it just covers the slide part.
Okay, so what I'm seeing now on my screen is a row of slides on the left, and then a fairly large box that says Norman Rockwell was an expert storyteller, blah, blah, blah.
Right,
And then me on the right.
right.
I am not seeing the slides on the right. I'm not
Perfect.
seeing,
Yeah,
I'm not,
that's great.
Yeah, right. It's a special technique you have to use for Keynote and PowerPoint.
it's
Okay.
beautiful.
Yeah, that's working well. Good.
I don't
Beautiful.
see Holly on the right.
Oh, you have to go up to your view and
You
Oh,
pick
I-
the speaker.
I get it now. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow, that's perfect.
Yeah, that works out great. Except my movie that was embedded in this isn't there, but okay.
You got it.
Yeah, and if the green square isn't exactly concise with your slide, you can change it. You can move it and so that it just covers your slide.
Okay.
Wow,
Yes, I can do that. Okay. Thanks,
very
Grace.
good.
You bet.
All right, that's all I wanted to try and all I'm ready to try. So thank you.
That's great.
Yeah, that should work. So Jean, am I supposed to do this? Is there a thing on the 2nd or the 5th of March?
Don't ask me these
A
complicated
Tuesday or a Friday?
No, it's always Tuesday.
Okay, so that's the 2nd. All right, very good.
Yeah,
Question,
we should be good. I've got,
I have a question about the, can you hear me?
Yes,
Okay, I have a question about the 10-week course, or the 5-week, whatever course it is. Can we go in and look at those?
yeah, they're all on YouTube.
All
I
on
mean,
your-
they're all on YouTube. Yep.
Under, what do I do?
Say big winter class. Go to the
Okay.
club's YouTube site
Okay,
and they're all in there somewhere. And they say big winter class. And you can go through them all. They're listed by topic.
okay, because it'd be fun to watch some of them.
They are very nice. They're well done.
So is there one tomorrow?
Yeah, bird watching is tomorrow.
Okay,
At 10 o'clock your time?
Yes.
Okay,
And then you're next week at 10 o'clock.
okay, very good.
Try and be there as you log in, just so everything works.
I'll try to be there. I will.
It's gone well so far. It really has.
Good. Good.
The numbers are staggering. The numbers for all the YouTube stuff, just so you guys know, it's just amazing. We're having more people attend on YouTube than we do in person.
Yeah.
That we had in person in the past.
Well, it's nicer when you can see it on the big screen.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I love the invitation for the potluck.
Yeah, isn't that cute?
I didn't see that. Is that on YouTube?
Showtime.
No, it's on your, you get it as a member. Invitation for the potluck.
Oh, yes, I know what you're talking about now. Yeah.
Yeah. It was
There's a
cute.
great sense of humor for that.
Yeah, we've got several people from this class who are showing.
Yeah, I had to take mine down. It got tagged for copyright violations by YouTube. So I told them not to play it because then they'd tag the whole thing and we wouldn't be able to keep it online. So I'll redo it minus the copyright violation.
Oh,
Like-
mine might have that problem too. Interesting. I didn't think about that. It's great for just showing, but not to be on YouTube.
Yeah, yeah, they caught mine for stealing from Ghost Hunters. I stole some clips out of their TV show and they didn't like it.
I had a show that I was thinking of putting on Travelog, and I went back to look at it and at the credits at the end so I could see what music I had used. Yeah, I can't use it. Now I might find the project on an old computer because it's
Yeah, and redo the music.
and redo the music. I might be able to do that because it was a nice show, and I narrated the whole thing and everything.
The reason I asked Arlene so many questions about if she used green screen and what she did was I called the museum back where ghost hunters had filmed. And I said, I did this spot and YouTube tagged it for a copyright violation. Would you let me come back next summer and film it without them, where I do all the filming? She called me back on the phone and said, you know what? She said, we're giving ghost tours here starting in June. And she said, we're looking for a paranormal photographer. I said, you gotta be kidding me. I'm thinking, a couple of little techniques that Arlene used will make me into a paranormal photographer.
Well, is there any way you can show these things to the Camera Club members and not put it on YouTube? I mean, is there either or is there no way to do it? Because
we can
good shows that
we can theoretically put them into Dropbox or Google folders, and then people can go and get them and watch them. But they have to go there and drag it out.
Or for like in our multimedia, you could just stop recording and then
exactly.
show us.
Well, when Phil was getting one ready for YouTube, there was a little portion he needed to take out, and he was able to do that.
Yeah.
Oh, so they could do that.
Yeah.
Well, what we're doing here,
I sure don't know how.
Well, what we're doing here today is when you feed through and you make it a YouTube live presentation, it's a little bit complicated because the account has Phil's cell phone number on it. Then in order to get the thing to record live, they have to call Phil's cell phone number and he has to verify it. And it gets really complicated. So I found a simpler way. I just record it onto the cloud or onto my computer, and then I upload it to the club's YouTube site later. And to do that, I only need a password. So it's worked out reasonably well. That also allows editing because it's just a big MPEG-4 file. I can pull it into a video editor and clean up any part we want and put it up. I'm not sure how we're recording it today. I think it's going on the cloud, so.
Yes, it's recording in the cloud.
And then I just download that off the cloud. I can edit it and put it up to YouTube. That's why I said it might be tomorrow before you see it.
I wanted to get back to the group about my question I had last week about the Zoom sessions with Multimedia SIG freezing up on my computer a lot. And these, I did the speed check that someone suggested, and everything looks good there. So what I did was a simple fix. I disconnected the modem router and reconnected it, and I haven't had a problem since. So yeah, my connection is good now.
That's really interesting to know because today this thing is flawless for me. And this morning I had disconnected the router and reconnected it because I was having some TV problems. And it's now beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. Well, listen, I have to go. You guys got to do a hospital pickup. I will catch you all next week.
Okay.
Bye, Gene. Thanks.
Bye, Gene.
Bye.
Any final words before we close down for today?
You did a good job.
Nice job, Arlene.
Grace, are you set with what you wanted to do?
Oh, I'll still have to practice some stuff.
Okay. Do you want to talk about it anymore in a couple minutes?
I can. I can send you a Zoom invitation if you want.
Okay.
We don't have to stay on with the club.
How are you getting along, Grace? I see it raining in Portland.
It's raining now, but we had a lot of snow and ice, and we were out of power for a day and a half, but there are still people who don't have power back yet.
Oh, dear.
And so It was, it's the ice that does it here, you know, because we live in a forest, basically, and it just brings down the trees and limbs.
Yeah, yeah. Well,